This is a pivotal moment in your life. In the year of new beginnings, we're going to be breaking down this moment of equilibrium, of balance, of change, of leaving an old timeline and starting a new timeline, knowing the science and the energetics of this moment in this very pivotal year of your life. If you want to finally change your life once and for all, well, this is the lesson that you need in this now moment. So this is not something that, you're going to wait years from now. We're all going to do it right now. So it's a very powerful lesson today. Grand Rising, everyone. It's good to see everyone. Grateful if you click the like button to push this forward. We got a lot of information today. A lot of stuff going on. This is a closing of a cycle. So there are many people across the world. You're going to be seeing me more and more on every platform. Today is the day to start the journey of our everyday lives. This is a closing of a cycle. It's great to see everyone. This is not a shift. This is a collapse. In quantum physics, collapsing into one definite reality. The version of you existed for a long time. It cannot go where you're about to go. We have seen the shifting, which now results in a collapse. I have a full video on the channel page. If you're new, you watch that video. To this moment, and we've seen this as the year started, and now we approach March 20th, a day of equilibrium, a day of balance, a day of finally shedding the old patterns, fears. Anything that needs to be pruned can and will be pruned if you, the person that's getting this message, is going to focus your true intention on leaving the old and moving to the new. And in this lesson today, I'm going to be breaking down the science of why this needs to be done right now, because this is an opportunity and you will be able to thrive through this opportunity. I discussed the laws of the universe, the real laws, and there's a law of free will. So in the upcoming days and hours, you're going to want to do these things, and we're going to understand why that this change can and will occur if you're able to do this. When we close out one cycle of our life, there's so many people that are tuning and say, you know what, I kept repeating the same cycle. I got into different relationships with different people, but the same theme popped up. I left maybe an area, lived somewhere else, or I went to a new job. And I still got the same results, the same type of characteristics from a boss that it's totally new. It's the same thing. My life has been on a loop. For anyone that's new to me, how you doing? I'm Michael DellaRocca. I'm here to guide you on your evolutionary journey. It is time that you fix the subconscious programs that are running in the background, and it created a life. 95% of your experience is created by the subconscious. Along with that, and this has been the top priority for me, top priority for the community that's been watching, and anyone that's new today, your nervous system must be recalibrated and reset. Your nervous system, which is run on electricity, and I'm going to be discussing why this day that's coming up, that we have to focus on, this electricity that's going to course through you, some people refer to it as chi energy, it's going to change your life. Your nervous system must be reset and recalibrated, and now is the time. And this is the message that you need to hear at this moment in history. Sharon Shrum, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm very grateful for the support. I love you very much. The old timeline Over the past few days, I went into very specific. So if you're a person that maybe you're hearing about timelines, you really want to know what they are, what is a shift, what is a collapse, I have full videos on everything I'm putting out here is there for you, waiting for you on the channel page. The old timeline of survival limitation, pain, or the story that you told yourself. What's the story? The story that you told yourself about what your place in the world is, or what the world is. What's the story you tell you? Do you live in a world where everyone's out to get you? Or do you live in a world that you're actually creator? Some people are just running through the subconscious and they're running off of programs 95% of the day and not being a conscious creator. Some people refer to this as being an NPC in the world. Today, anyone that's listening to this message and you're able to focus your attention, one of the problems in the modern society, people are not able to focus their attention. That's your true wealth. It's the currency of the universe, is your attention. Because you have to pay it. You have to pay your attention. I'm grateful that you're paying attention to this message today, and your future self will thank you for paying attention to this message today in this very pivotal moment. That old timeline of lack, limitation, the story, the pain is not sustainable for your new frequency. You actually have a new frequency that has been activated within you. There are many people around the world you might have been, and you felt the majority of this is in your solar plexus. You have a lot of nerves, nerve endings, go back to the nervous system. Even right now, I could even feel it, right? And many people are feeling it. And you might have gone through tired and wired. You have unexplained symptoms known as ascension symptoms, which is actually your internal frequency. And a frequency is not a physical thing, so it's very difficult for you to put into words what you have been feeling last year and where we are right now in this big shift. As we move forward, remember, it's always you. Don't fight your intuition to maintain a comfort of your old life. It is time to honor your awareness. I know there's many people in this live stream today watching on the replay. You have an intuition, and I've shared this many times. You must go to the internal authority and not the external authority. You will always know best according to your life needs and goals and where you're going. Where are you headed? Destination unknown. And that's why this you will be not a fear of someone to get you fear, but you go into the fear of the unknown. And I have gone through this many times on my journey. Now it's time for me to level up. Anyone that's listening, now it's time for you to level up. You're becoming a higher version of yourself, known as ascension. When you don't fight your intuition, when you honor yourself and your awareness, oh, look at that, 369. Tesla code. When you honor these things, you look for the divine synchronicities, right? The answers are always coming to you. Because we live in a quantum reality. Not everything is solid, and it's difficult to break free of that. I always encourage people, and I do have videos on the channel page on the Mandela effect. If you see one of those examples and you say, wait a second, it actually cracks you open. In today's lesson, I'm going to be discussing how the Earth's magnetic field is going to be cracked open March 20th. Don't go anywhere. It's a powerful episode today. You know, there's people in the world that I always say, practice what you preach, son. Practice, and I practice what I preach. And you could go on this journey and you want to change your life, or you have these, you have to actually implement it. And there are windows of time, and there are opportunities, and there are things called synergy. Like you could do certain things and changes and shifts any year, or on a random Tuesday. But there are certain times where everything is heightened, and you could cause a greater change because there's more energy. So what is energy? Energy is the ability to cause change. So in this window of time, as we shift, there's a greater ability for you to finally change the experience of the life that you have been going forward with, and to finally leave stuff in the past. That's why a lot of things are, coming up. And the focus of your attention, like a lot of people are on this podcast today, and you could say, yeah, there's a lot of things trying to distract me or pull me down into fear. And you will have to ignore it all. And a lot of the fear comes from the programs, the way, the story that you told yourself about the world. And you will go through shifts. So certain things will fall off. Your job, as we finally crack through this, in this pivotal moment this year, March 20th, with science today, your reality is not real. It's actually a frequency. According to the frequency that you are broadcasting your nervous system and the programs running in the background. And at this moment, this has been happening. So there's many people that have been going through level after level. You've been detoxing until you could get to that clean slate where none of the previous version of what you thought the world was, of the previous version of yourself, it can't go. And you also go through physical changes, which goes with our cells and the waters of the body, which is very relevant in this moment of time. This is a time period. Light and darkness is balanced, perfect balance and alignment. That's what I share, over the years. The channel here, this community, is about balance and alignment, not polarity, not labels. This is a moment where you're able to achieve this. What is the moment right now? Each ancient civilization has built a monument to capture the light or the energy of this day. These are ancient civilizations from all over the world, and in their own way, in their own modalities. I think more and more people are waking up to the ancient civilizations were sharper and more in tune with God and the world and everything else than it is in the modern society. Right? Some people even say, how did they move those stones? With the cranes and all the machines that we have today, we can't move those stones. How did they move those stones? Right? So this is how I'm cracking open that pineal gland, right? We're cracking open right now. And the Earth's magnetic field is about to be cracked open. And when you have the cracks in your life, and some of those cracks came from the pains that you had, when you're cracked open, that is where the light enters the body. Over ancient civilizations, they had a specific way to capture this light and energy. The water in your body responds to electromagnetic fields. The EM of the world, all of this electromagnetism, it's actually one of my first videos talking about Nikola Tesla. This electromagnetic field is going to be cracked open. In 1981, Russell and McPherron published research documenting that the electromagnetic field develops fissures and cracks during the equinox period. Understand the importance of today's lesson. In the moment of time in the year, this does happen every year, but know what this year is. Everyone's writing 11/11. Okay? So on this day, at this moment, all of what is lined up, and a lot of people know the other heavenly bodies are lining up as well. This is lining up for a moment where you could capitalize or continue the loop. Hey, Shelly Dog, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. This is known as the Russell-McPherron effect. High energy charged particles penetrates deeper. We penetrate deeper. Freezing. Significant change can occur. Energy is the ability to cause change. So these highly energetic particles, while the fissures and cracks are available at this time, this is known as the Russell-McPherron effect. So what you need to do, what's up, Sharon? What you need to do, I make people laugh as I teach. If you're new, click subscribe. I appreciate that. What you need to do is focus, right? This is a time period where you can finally get rid of all the negativity from the past, all the limiting belief systems. Some people have this in their mind. It's not their fault, right? But we've developed it from the mind. There's something out to get you, and you're constantly going. There's a lot of energy that comes up at this time. And we've been really experiencing this even post-eclipse. We had a powerful conjunction, which these energies, they are carrying an electromagnetic signature, the micro and the macro. And those that are part of the channel know we track the Schumann resonance. And the sun and the Schumann resonance, that was yesterday's lesson. If you did not watch it, you're going to check out yesterday's lesson. I break it all down for you. Ashley Augustine, thank you so much for the super chat. I love you. Powerful message. Love this. Very grateful for you. I'm grateful for you, Ashley. I'm grateful for the community. I love everyone. Positive vibes, positive feedback loop. During this time period, and a lot of the past is coming up, and I could see this in my life. And I'm, God speaks to us, or we learn on our journey through everyday life experiences. If you are consciously awake, some people go about their life and they're asleep at the wheel, and there are certain things that are popping up. And when I woke up this rising, I remembered something from my past, and it gives me the message. And this is where, if you are new, I tell people about knowing their worth, knowing you're worthy. And the main thing, I hope everyone hears this message across the world today. Hit the like button now so everyone hears this message across the world today. Can do this. And it's called love yourself. And I woke up in the morning, and it was the first thing, and it came up into my consciousness. And I remembered a woman that I dated many years ago. And a memory and a thought, and something came up from that. And I sat and I thought. And, I remember that. And I remember someone from a couple years back, and both of these women, one was older than me and one was younger than me. And I hope every woman in the world hears this. I hope you hear this. You know, in life, you will have every relationship fall apart. Your life will always collapse if you don't love yourself. Each and every one of us are different. And in your life, when you love yourself, and I do know that both of these people had traumas from childhood. I know this. So everyone across the world, this is the lesson today. I hope I save someone's life or change their life today. And you might have had a tough time as a child, and you carried trauma with you. And then you will constantly loop this trauma. And a lot of this wasn't your fault. And if you don't love yourself, love your body, love who you are, you can't move forward. And what we need to do, anyone that hears this, I mean, I even know some guys that are like this, right? They got to keep taking more stuff and get bigger and bigger. I talk to some of my buddies in the gym, and they just blow a gasket. And, you know, a lot of people are just concerned with their health and wellness. I'm just focused. A lot of times you're doing stuff to impress other people. Or once you love yourself, and I hope everyone writes love yourself today in the comments, because everything is going to follow that. Because that's the main program. That's the main program that is running in the background, the story that you tell yourself. And I know there's people that have traumas from childhood. But this is a moment in time. And I know a lot of people have been doing the work in the past year. It was the 999, it's over year, kid. You must love yourself. And it is the only way to move forward. And to move forward, anyone that hears this, you must love yourself. Elizabeth Empath, thank you so much for the super chat. I love you very much. We are empaths here. And that's really what it is. You know, it's all, when I teach here, it's all about energy themes and concepts. And, you know, different people can carry like a certain energy theme, and it creates in a different facet in life. But when you get to the root of the issue, we always want to get to the root of the issue. Okay. And during this time period, and so we need to have balance in life, and that's what I teach people. And some people will in life, because again, if you fix that concept first, and then move onward to everything else, order of operations. You got to know what's important first. Yeah, that's the foundation. A lot of people were tricked. You were tricked, and you actually you must put yourself first. You must love yourself. These are not selfish things. If you go on an airplane, the flight attendant will tell you to put your oxygen mask on first before you help and assist anyone else. Prior to you, number one, you want to be successful in your workplace. You got to make sure that you work on yourself and you're good at your craft. If you want your relationship to work out. And a lot of people that are very healed and very strong, you have to realize, the people that it's called self-sabotage. It's called self-sabotage, right? And, you have to understand, people will just actually ruin on purpose. And this is according to their nervous system. So the reason, okay, let's go back to the beginning of the lesson. Don't fight your intuition to maintain comfort of old life. Comfort of old life. So certain things, for example, there's an example of a person that wrote up a whole book, and it was time for them to publish the book. And they deleted it because their life was about to change and they were going to go up to a higher frequency. So in the subconscious, and that's where these fears and stuff come up. You could be looking at oh, this is a great man, this is a great woman for me, whatever it is for you, right? And you self-sabotage and you ruin it on purpose. Because your nervous system, listen carefully to the message today. I teach 1 million people today. Your nervous system is this is the unknown. So, some people want that familiar loop in the subconscious. So the nervous system is identifying this abundance that's about to happen. This, oh my God, the love of my life that's about to happen. Your nervous system is identifying it as a threat. So this information, you have to have this information, and you know, I'm constantly studying and evolving. I could go back and now I understand my life journey so much better. Right? I understand the behaviors of other people so much better, and that's why they're even not consciously doing it. It's running in the subconscious. It's the identity. This has been a grueling fight. Grueling fight? Yeah. I know there's new people today. How you doing? Click subscribe. I appreciate that. No, it's the greatest fight of your life. Because every time, every move you make, you're going to get to a place where you're about to break free. And there's someone out there in the quantum. Oh, yeah. This is good. No, there's someone out there lurking to stop you. Huh? This person is doing everything that he or she can do to absolutely stop you. Yeah? Stop you from being the top of the top in your work. Stop you from having the love of your life. Stop you from obtaining wealth like never before. Hit 888 for those abundance codes coming in. And there's a clash of frequencies. And it's the frequency, the embodiment of who you are now. And the frequency of the previous version of yourself at this moment, through the fissures, through this energy. And we have been doing the work. This is a moment to finally clear and remove all of the past, clear and remove all of the past with this energy in order to move forward, because you can't fly high. You got too much. You got to let go of all the densities, the baggage. You are not the trauma you had from childhood. Look at what's happening in the world right now. There's a big lens of looking at the children of the world and what has happened. And you're a person. We all went through traumas as a child. And we carry things from our family lineage that we hold deep within our DNA. It's a time period to finally let go, cut all the cords, and finally now we could rise up to a higher version of ourself. This is the year to do it. It's year one. These voices in the head, in the background, the subconscious, sometimes they pop up from other people. It's little tests for you, little tests. And you feel it. And that's why the big energies in the solar plexus chakra, in your tum-tum. Jill Warsaw, thank you so much for the super chat. 1111. I love you. Thank you, Michael. Just like in Good Will Hunting, it is not your fault. It is not your fault. Forgive yourself once you know better. Do better. Love you all. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jill. And that's actually something that I'm hard on myself, right? Because I'm focused on being the best, right? I say, shucks, I should have known better. But sometimes we have to actually forgive ourselves and know that this was our journey and these are the experiences. And then we learn, and there's compare and contrast. And we feel the densities. You say, okay, I'm not going to do that. I listen, never be hard on yourself for trying. And I've learned this. I can reflect on people. I shared this in a video. I have a lot of respect for people, even though they weren't perfect. They tried. They tried to go for love. They tried. They maybe couldn't overcome things, but then there's people that didn't even try. And as we move forward, it's really about your respect, the level of respect. You got to have respect for yourself, and then you could only interact with people that respect you. Sharon, thank you so much for the super chat, 888. I love you. The abundance is here today. So there's a lot that has been stored as cellular traumas. You've been carrying this in the waters of the body's interacting with the energy. The energy is going to go very high. The energy is able to clear and remove all of these things from the past or the past lives that you've had. And we also carry it for our family members. But the more that we are at a frequency, you are broadcasting a frequency. So there has become, for people that are tuned into this message, and you really say, yeah, I'm really getting this. I do understand people are numb and asleep at the wheel. But if you're really focused, and you're going to feel more, it's going to be overwhelming. So what you're feeling is you have this frequency, right? And it's your nervous system. And then the outer world, which is not real. The outer world's not real. Watch my world famous video. None of this is real. Okay. So this frequency is not a match to the reality that you're experiencing. And then you're feeling the dissonance of frequencies. That outer world must collapse. It must, the world is finished. So the apocalypse. It's a great revealing. That old world can't continue. It can't continue, the micro and the macro. So I want you to stop. Wait a minute, right? Stop, right? Look at what we see in the overall world. Do we see a lot of things that can't go on? Things or truths are rising to the surface. Well, guess what? That happens for your everyday life as well. So now you're reflecting on yourself. Now you're realizing your worth, and now everyone's loving themselves. You must love yourself. You can't save anyone. You can't get anyone to come along for the ride. You can't. Everyone must do it themselves, and this is the time period to do it yourself. And truthfully in life, when we look at this energy and the balance of light and dark, you have to embrace your shadows. Some people call it the shadow work. You have to embrace all of life and stop going with labels on people. Drop the labels, drop the identity, go to the energies. And when you do this, there's a great shift and change. And, there are things, it's just the way of the world, the polarization and all these things. You got to do these things on this side, and you got to do I told you, ascension. You don't go side to side. Nah. You go up. And you integrate these things, right? And I could sit here, and I'm so grateful for sometimes, we go through, there are lessons in life, even though on paper, it's not the greatest thing. It's not the greatest thing, but those are the quantum events of our life. And we can look back and say, wow, I'm so grateful for that experience. Even though it wasn't the best experience, I'm so grateful for it. Because I wouldn't be where I am today without those, and you got to learn. Don't be afraid. Some people are afraid to go outside the house, get out of the basement. You got to meet people. You got to try. You got to try, because and we're going to stumble on the way. We're going to stumble because you're going into the unknown. You're going into the darkness. You didn't see the coffee table. You went into a dark room. I tripped over the coffee table, right? And that's really been my life. And I could sit here. Many people have been watching my journey for years. I love all of you. Maybe you're finding me for the first day. Appreciate you finding me today. I have an enriched life. This is like the game of life. You play a video game and you don't want to just press the B button. Oh, I won. There's the end. No, it's like a puzzle you got to figure out. And you're diving deeper and deeper into these things. You're figuring it out. And it's really getting to that I am presence. It's really getting to know thyself and now love thyself. You got to know thyself, know who you are. And you know, certain things, I think we are told by society, this is how we're supposed to be. And I've seen this over the years. This ain't my first rodeo here. You know, I get it from the community, the people I meet in my life. You know, that relationship failed because it was what society told you. It wasn't from your heart. Don't fight your intuition. That job, it failed because it was just, you know, this is what, you know, society, I was told I needed to do this, this, and this to make this in my bank account, and it didn't feed your soul. And this is the great shift, right? And don't be hard on yourself because it's your journey. And I go through these phases as well as I should have done this. No, we did it. We did it. It's our journey. I'm grateful for the journey. What did I learn? What did I learn on this journey? It's not a loss. It's a learn. I look at my life. I had a very rough go at it over the past few years. I could see other people say, "Well, how come their journey was so nice and easy? Look at that. Why did I have to deal with all this?" Oh, it's not about numbers or anything else, light warriors. The only thing that matters, the only thing that matters, the only thing that matters in life is who you become. Never forget that. Never forget that. It's who you become. Let that marinate in your soul. As we get to this event, let it marinate in your soul. Let it resonate in there. It's who you become. Put the lions in the chat. Hit it's a fire. It's a fire episode today. This is where we are. Okay? And it's all these things. It's always the same thing. You always want to start today. You always want to, when you say, you know, I'll do this when you failed already. Okay. And I taught this lesson for the fake people that do the fake New Year's resolution. I did the whole video earlier this year. And if you put your energy on that, you're only doing it because of that. You got to do it from the soul. You got to do it now. Now, yeah, I'll get to it. You understand the energies? There's boom. I'm doing it. Boom. I'm doing it now. I appreciate that, Debbie. I love you. So it's a phrase I use. It comes from a different place. It comes from a different place where you take the initiative, even when it comes to pruning your life. So again, old patterns, fears, everything has to be pruned. When you do it yourself, it is much, it comes from a different place, is much easier than if God, the universe, does it for you or according to the frequency matches. Because if something absolutely can't be there anymore, it just you're totally ignoring your intuition. Listen carefully. You're trying to hold on more, and you're trying to hold on more to that relationship or job or lifestyle or whatever it is, and I'm going to dig in more, and it absolutely can't be there anymore. But if you were like, you know, I'm just going to keep, you know, I'm pruning, I'm doing the inner work, then it just beautiful, easy breezy. So it is a powerful moment for all of us. You know, and I'm reading the chat. You know, there's people that know, everyone's in a different place. So you know, if you you know, change a job or what you need to do in your work, right? How you need to, you're not changing your job, but how you are going about what you're doing. You're revamping it. You're not concerned with what anyone has to say to you. You're going to the internal authority. This is what my soul, this is the changes I'm going to implement. I'm going to leave the old. I'm going to keep moving towards the new and what I'm building. Love you too, Xenon. Chris, Bliss, everyone's in. How you doing? All right. So you have to be, certain terms. You have to be unapologetic. You have to be what's called non-negotiable, because and a lot of it's actually the previous version of yourself. It literally can bring people up. They could pop up and say all these things, and it gets in the brain, and then it's in the cell, and it's the chatters. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should stay small. I can't stay small no more. I got to be big. I got to be abundant. I got to be love. I'm the embodiment of love. I have love everywhere I go. I got respect. I told you this, respect over the money, over the arm candy, over everything, bro. When I walk this earth, I command respect. That's the most important thing. Get this through your skull, especially if you're a man, is respect. Everywhere I walk, I command respect. This is how you have to live. It's not egoic things. It's how you build a foundation. Because if you keep, leaving this, doing this, then I'm going to share it as I continue to teach over the years. It's that special window of time when that head hits the pillow at night. You sleep peacefully at night. You rest your head on the pillow, and you don't have this internal chatter. There are some people, what did I do? No, it's got to be beautiful. It's got to be, I got to go to sleep at night, because when you're going into the next day, and this is how it's always the loop. And these are the energies. And people have been doing this work. Listen, if you're new today, you click subscribe. You're taking the journey of our everyday lives. We're doing the work, right? I'm your consciousness coach, coaching you up, keeping you focused. The real journey. This is the real journey, right? So when that head hits the pillow at night, it's got to be calm. And then if there's a person or a thing, or listen, maybe there's something, you did. You say, I used to do this in the past. And I said, you know what? And I feel it in my stomach, and I can't have this feeling in my stomach anymore. Then we have to stop doing it. Then we have to stop doing that activity. And we have to become in an alignment. And the more that we go forward in life, that's why, I've shared this. Your peace has to be your top priority. So as we're going through this shift, really think about that. What brings you peace? Maybe your job or the guy that you're hanging out with, ladies, maybe he's not bringing you peace. Maybe the arm candy you have, bro, she's just a parasite. It's not bringing you peace, bro. Right? I teach men and women here. I teach everyone. We're here for the community, and we have to learn. And you have to know when you want to be well balanced in life, you have to be open to all, because everyone is part of your journey. Everyone, you are an individual. You're specific. You're unique. You're beautiful. But that's what we are. All one is, And I'm so grateful for the journey that God has given me. I learned a lot in life. I grew up in Brooklyn. All different, when I went to the public school, and then I was a teacher in the public school, and hearing all the families and the stories and different backgrounds and all these different people. And it's an enriched life that I've had. Now I can move it forward and teach millions of people. And all these things had to lead up for me to sit here today. And now this is a great shift that's actually happening in the now moment, moving forward again. But there are so many things that had to line up in a specific way for you to get to where you are. And it's an amazing journey. And it comes from a different place where you are just going and the wind can take you anywhere, or if you are actually you are a conscious creator. That's what we are actually here. We're consciously creating. not unconsciously creating. And, you know, I know there's people that are new and some people, you know, they get a little, I'm trying to help you become the best version of yourself. You got to get away from the short form content. We have to know it's always on the inside, nothing outside. It's a massive shift. It's a fundamental shift. If you have, a smartphone or a computer, when those the programs are changed, it's the whole operating system. It's all, and we have to go through that period where it's all resetting the apps, the operating system. I'm just giving examples, and then you get the blank screen, and then you get I call it the spinning wheel of doom. I can't do anything, I get upset. Me too. Right? I see this in life, and we can't see ahead. And I've shared this before. It's kind of like when you're driving in a car and then there's like a big truck in front of you, and you're like, you don't know are we going to start moving right now? And you can't see, right? So that's why it's a powerful time period. It's a potent time period. You got to go through these shifts and changes. All right. So I hope that this is one of the most powerful moments and lesson that you could ever have. Know everything I've shared. Know the importance of the day. Know your role in this. And you have to be the captain of your ship. Don't let someone else drive. You're the captain. So if the message resonates with you, I love you. I'm grateful if you could click the like button, click the subscribe button. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. There's a lot for us to conquer. There's a lot for us to experience. Remember, this is the point of life is to have experiences. You can't live your life in bubble wrap. Sometimes in our life, we don't want to self-sabotage. I know it's scary. I do it myself, but we got to constantly go out there. We stumble, we fall, so on and so forth. We got to rise up. This is a time period. Got to get strong. Got to be the warrior. I love you. I left some very powerful messages this week. If you missed any of them, they will pop up here. Check them out. Head over to Facebook. I have more content on Facebook all day long. I love you all. It's a time for a great change. Let's take the leadership positions that we all have in life. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you guys very much. Bye for now.